Hey, here are the answers for the warm-ups on May 8th. So the first one I just wanted you to simplify. So order of operations is going to tell us, in fact, if I do the order of operations, might as well circle my terms. Remember, plus or minus signs, they're not in parentheses. Separate your terms. So that kind of zeroes in on distributing this. So I take 3x plus 1, and there are 5 groups of them. That means I have 15x's plus 5. Then you bring down the 1 over here and the 4x over here. Now I can just combine like terms. Looks like I have 19x's, and then I have plus 6. And there you go, I've simplified it. The second one, a little flashback. We talked a while ago about how zero point 0.9 repeating is the same thing as the value of 1. So to refresh why that is, down here I put 0 0.9 repeating equals x. And if I multiply both sides by 10, that means I have 9.9 repeating. So you just move your decimal one spot over, right? Equals 10x. So multiply both sides by 10. So these are still equivalent, or this is still equivalent. Now what I would do is I would take the top equation and subtract it from the second one that I wrote, so minus 0.9 repeating. And when you subtract this, because these 9's will go on forever, but they're always going to have the same amount of 9's, they cancel out. And what you're left with is 9 equals, and 10x is minus x is 9x, and then you divide both sides by 9, and there it is, x equals 1. So that's how you can show algebraically why 0.9 repeating is the same thing as 1. It's just a different way of showing the value. So you could have been shown 3.9 repeating x's, or this is the same thing as 4x plus 0.5 equals 6x minus 1. All right, next thing I look at is here's a decimal. Maybe I'm okay working with it. Maybe I want to get rid of it. In fact, if I get rid of it, maybe I could just double it. So if I multiply this by 2, that means I've multiplied every term by 2. And now I can keep solving. So subtract 8x's from both sides, add 2 to both sides, divide both sides by 4, and we get 3/4 as our answer. And our final problem, we have a right triangle with a hypotenuse measuring the square root of 15. So I'll do a little right triangle down here. Hypotenuse to the square root of 15. A leg is 3. I want to know how long the other leg length is. So of course to do this, I'm going to apply the Pythagorean theorem. So leg squared plus leg squared equals the hypotenuse squared. One of my legs is 3, so I'm going to square that. That's easy. The other leg I don't know right now, so we'll just keep that as, let's say, an x squared. A hypotenuse is the square root of 15, and I want to square that. Well, the square root of 15 squared means the same thing as the square root of 15 times the square root of 15. So let me take my calculator here. If I take the square root of 15 and I square it, so I'm going to hit my square button, look, it brings back to 15. So that's a nice property of square roots. If you square it, you actually get the number on the inside. So the hypotenuse squared is 15. So of course, subtract 9 from both sides. X squared is going to equal 6. And that means that x is the square root of 6. And if I wanted to check that, again, if you take leg squared plus the other leg squared, it should equal the hypotenuse squared, and sure enough, it does. So the square root of 6 is my solution.